and it has motivated you, because the 3 of Wands here, you can see it's 3 wands going up. It's like energy building up, right? So it energetically motivated you to face your fears, whatever indecision you have been holding, right? Whatever, and it's a conscious decision too, because we're dealing with swords, right? So this is just mental and energetic, right? And a lot of times people will try to mentally hold you back from doing things, right? Because you need energy to do anything. A lot of times people will try to mentally hold you back from doing stuff by, you know, trying to make you feel insecure, trying to make you feel less than, or trying to make you feel like, you know, it's not there for you, like the opportunity, you know, like you won't be able to achieve it or something like that. And you caught this person red-handed, and you catching them added, you know, fuel to your fire. You know, 3 of Wands, it made you go, you know what, fuck it, I'm finna make the decision to move forward. I'm finna choose, you know, what's best for me, no matter how scary this shit may seem. You know what I mean? Because she's surrounded by fire, and technically this is usually a stalemate. But with the 3 of Wands, I'm counting it as energy moving, right? It's like saying that this was a catalyst. You know, this is what drove you to start energetically moving to face this fear. Like, even though she got all this fire around her, you know, it's like you got 2 swords here, and you said, fuck it, I'm finna choose one. I'm your Royal Priestess BB, and I am an intuitive reader. Thank you for clicking on the video, and since you did, there must be something here for you. Not everything is yours, so take only what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. We ask that our high vibrational, loving, and caring ancestor guides, guardian angels, and archangels are present. If anyone is here to send evil eye, ill wishes, or negative energy, we ask that that energy be escorted out to the left, to the left, to the left. Thank you, Father God. Amen. Amen. Okay. So I'm really starting off this reading with something that's just been on my head all day. I've just been hearing the assassination attempt failed. Okay, like the assassination attempt failed. I don't know who this reading is for, but whoever it is, trust and believe whatever they try to assassinate in your life, whether that be a dream, whether that be your character, whether that be just you in general, it failed. Okay. And we're going to break into this deck, because this is the deck that I use for, like, divine reasons, metaphysical, spiritual things. And we got Justice on the bottom of the deck kicking off. But I've just been picking that up so heavy, child. Like, the assassination attempt fails. That's probably going to be the name of this video. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what's popping. I did already pre-shuffle, but still. I got this light right here in my eyes, y'all, and you know, it's kind of, look, justice ain't moved from the bottom of the deck, baby. There's some justice coming through. Either y'all have been consciously honoring yourselves, like, you know, balancing things out, doing what's right on one end and the opposite, you know, or there is some real divine justice coming through. Wow, with Knight of Coins behind it. So yeah, y'all definitely been physically taking action towards conscious justice, right? Balancing things out in your life. Wow, that just flipped out. Ooh, 7 of Swords flipped out too. And look, justice comes out. You can't make that shit up, man. Whew, child, this deck filled up really, really quick. So we got the Magician on the bottom of the deck. That's cute. I'm gonna sit it over here because I'm not done. 10 of Swords, 3 of Wands. I need to stop doing that. I keep hitting this tripod, y'all. It's just, I'm not used to really, I'm gonna leave that way for right now. Wow, there's that 8 of Wands I like to see. And let's fill in the middle, because that's obviously what this is for. Somebody was like, oh, I'm gonna try to take you out. I'm gonna try to take you out, old face ass. Yeah, please. Please, bitch, please. I hope we got enough room, which I believe we do. This is like the cutest little spread that I have done. Yeah, this is looking cute. So let's see what we're picking up, because 7 of Swords upright, right? So consciously strategizing. Or you know what? This is actually consciously making things. This is conscious fear, right? This is consciously making things look bigger than what they are. You see how that's behind him, and he's kind of moving, and it looks like it's this. You know, it could be somebody coming up and catching them. You know what I mean? But either way, it's like consciously strategizing, or this conscious strategy, or someone getting caught. Yeah, hold on, cause child. Oh, and whatever it is, it's like somebody got caught doing something they ain't got no business doing. That's what this is. And this person getting caught has energetically motivated you to consciously face your fears, right? To consciously make a move, right? So that's what it says. So this assassination attempt that happened, they got caught red-handed. They caught red-handed doing this. And it could be as simple as like, you know, say you staying with somebody, like maybe you with your baby daddy or your baby mama, or you know, you with your spouse, or you with a friend, you with a family member, and they always speaking negatively of you. You know what I mean? They always spreading, you know, false narratives about you. They're always, you know, just talking out the side of their neck. You know, it's kind of like when you could say something positive, you could say something nicely. They just always, you know, making shit seem like something is not. You know what I mean? And whoever this is, they got caught. They got caught red-handed, making some shit seem like something is not. You know what I mean? Like maybe you tired or something like that. Maybe you just got off work or something like that. You tired, and they ask you to come help them with some groceries or something like that, and you like, no, I'm tired, I can't do that. And they try to flip it and make it seem like, you know, you just don't want to help them, and you caught them like red-handed on the phone talking shit or something like that. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, like you caught them red-handed. Like, and this is something that's conscious. Like you've seen this with your own eyes. It don't have to be anything physically tangible. It's like a mental plot. You know what I mean? It's like maybe somebody was trying to make you feel like shit, or you know, somebody was trying to lower your self-esteem. Whatever it is, it's a mental plot that they got caught in red-handed, and you catching them because it was you that caught them. This wasn't nobody else. This was you that caught them. You know what I mean? And it has motivated you, because the 3 of Wands here, you can see it's 3 wands going up. It's like energy building up, right? So it energetically motivated you to face your fears, whatever indecision you have been holding, right? Whatever, and it's a conscious decision too, because we're dealing with swords, right? So this is just mental and energetic, right? And a lot of times people will try to mentally hold you back from doing things, right? Because you need energy to do anything. A lot of times people will try to mentally hold you back from doing stuff by, you know, trying to make you feel insecure, trying to make you feel less than, or trying to make you feel like, you know, it's not there for you, like the opportunity, you know, like you won't be able to achieve it or something like that. And you caught this person red-handed. And you catching them added, you know, fuel to your fire. You know, 3 of Wands, it made you go, you know what, fuck it, I'm finna make the decision to move forward. I'm finna choose, you know, what's best for me, no matter how scary this shit may seem. You know what I mean? Because she's surrounded by fire. And technically, this is usually a stalemate. But with the 3 of Wands, I'm counting it as energy moving, right? It's like saying that this was a catalyst. You know, this is what drove you to start energetically moving to face this fear. Like, even though she got all this fire around her, you know, it's like you got 2 swords here and you said, fuck it, I'm finna choose one. And it's really choosing with your intuition, because pay attention to the fact that the moon is here. You know what I mean? So it's like blending mental and spiritual energies, really. It's really that King of Swords energy too. So I'm actually kind of surprised I don't see that here on the deck, but it might come out later. So that's kind of cool. And I'm taking this as like we're moving forward, right? Because we're going from left to right. So I'm counting this as, you know, what's transpired, you know, past, present, future, I guess you can say. And I mean, honestly, when we looking at the future, like, it's heating up for real. Like, the future is really heating up, because we got 8 of Wands ending it off, right? So to move from being in the 2 of Swords energy, which is mental deliberation, right? It's like sitting between a rock and a hard place and trying to decide, like, what's best for you. You know what I mean? And you got all this fire around you adding pressure to you, but you're still trying to make, like, the best decision. And whoever this was that got caught up, like, just hating. Like, I'm always gonna call a hater out. They just doing some real nut shit. They on some hater shit. That's all. You know, whoever this was hating, they end up being your motivation, you know, to make a decision to go, like, you know what, I'm finna do what the fuck I need to do so I can get on. Maybe you living with somebody that you don't want to be with. That's just the energy I'm picking up. Like, this was something that has been going on up under your nose, right? Because when you look at the 7 of Swords, like, that's what's kind of happening. Like, he been stealing. This wolf has been stealing, like, or maybe it's a fox. I think it's a wolf. But it's been stealing, you know, right up under your nose. You know, and it could have been going on for quite a while, because it's smoke going off back here, like, you know, sending a signal like there's something wrong back here, like this is where he stole it from, you know, but he's gotten this far and just got caught, you know. So whoever this is a long time adversary, I'd like to say, of yours, who have been, you know, mentally playing on your downfall, and they finally got caught. You know, they finally got caught. And this time, you know, because I told you that assassination attempt, it failed. That's really playing on my head. So maybe, like, this time they was really trying to do too much. And, hey, they really got caught up, you know. Because justice is here. Like, that justice been playing out. It was on the bottom of the deck. It did not move, and then it came out. Like, this is a strong energy. Strong Libra energy. 7 of Swords is Libra energy, right? It's Libra energy, because Libra is 5, 6, and 7 in Swords in the tarot. So that's double Libra energy. So this person could have Libra energy, you could have Libra energy, or things could really just be balancing out. It'll probably be completely balanced out by Libra season. We do still have a couple planets still transiting Aries. So if you got any Libra planets, trust and believe that is being activated at this time. But I'm just really picking up heavy Libra energy. So this energy is kicking in, right? So it's probably in your chart that you probably need to look at, right? So starting off in this, where it's like what's presently going on, we got the sun at the top. And that's nice. You know what I mean? I really love the sun, that Leo energy. This is Mars also really kicking things off. You probably have some Leo energy as well, because this is double Leo energy, and this is also double sevens, right? This is 7, this is 7. Actually, you got 777. Somebody's lucky. 777. We got 7 of swords, 7 of wands, 7 of coins. Baby, somebody real lucky. So with that being said, maybe you might want to, capitalize on this luck when it's time to, you know what I mean? Because, baby, these 7s is really ringing out right now. You got some real fortune. But one thing about 7s, it has a lot to do with faith. It has a lot to do with trust. It is 110% of the mystical, okay? So when it comes down to 7s can be fortune or it can be misfortune, depending on what you're doing in spirit, okay? But this energy I'm picking up, this is fortune for you, because you had somebody playing with you for so long. Right? You really had somebody playing with you. But having this sun energy, it's like saying that you're in an energetically creative space. You're ready to create something new. And with the 7 of wands following it up, double Leo energy, you are confident and you are ready to use your conviction. You are not playing any games. Like, it's really like, I don't know if you know a Leo or hey, you may be a Leo. But one thing about Leo energy is it is very strong. Like, you can tell a Leo something and they can tell you exactly what it is regardless. Like, you know what I mean? And they gonna stand on that. Like, they gonna be like, nah, it's what I said it is. Even if you got proof, they like, nah, it's what I said it is. Like, Leos really do know how to exercise their conviction, so much so that, it can make a lie of truth, if that makes sense, And that's the energy that I'm picking up here. Not like you're trying to make lies the truth, but that you're in a very energetically creative space. You're tapped into your inner child, which also Leo can be a little bit rebellious, because don't forget, Leo is opposite to Aquarius. They're sister signs, and Aquarius is very rebellious. Like, Aquarius likes to rebel just for the hell of it, and Leo can really tap into that energy sometimes when it comes to whatever it is they want to create or whatever it is they want to pursue. And that's what I'm kind of picking up a little bit here, right? Because the 7 of wands is definitely saying of like having to energetically persist. It's very much standing up for what you believe in, what it is that you're trying to create, with it being paired with this sun card. And that's really nice, and it's followed by the Emperor, which is really saying that you're having some help here. For one, because with double Leo energy and then the Emperor is Mars. Mars is in Leo at this time. So wherever you have Leo in your chart, which we do, if you look at your birth chart, you're going to have each house, it's going to have a zodiac sign, okay? So whatever house you have Leo in, it's really being activated right now, because Mars is the chart activator. And this Leo energy is really helping you. It's helping you be creative. It's helping you push through and stand up for your beliefs, right? For whatever it is that you're trying to create. And it's also helping you structure your kingdom, because that's what the Emperor energy is. It's conscious structure, right? It's making sure that your empire is ran in the way that it should be ran, right? And that's what this Leo energy is helping you do. With Mars and Leo, it's really helping you say, like, you know what? I don't really like you, right? I don't really like how you get down. I don't like how you talk to me. I don't like how you talk about me. And the fact that I see you've been plotting on me this whole time, oh, nah, I'm finna get my energy up and going. I'm finna go ahead and face the things that I may have been a little bit afraid to face. And I'm finna move on, and I'm finna create something that's good for me. And no matter how difficult it may seem, I'm gonna energetically persist, and I'm gonna make sure I got my A's, B's, C's, and P's in place, so I can make sure that everything is consciously balanced. Right? So that's really, really nice how it dumps out into that Justice card, because it's also you consciously honoring this Emperor energy that you have. So I may be talking to a divine feminine who has just also realized that she is also the divine masculine. One thing about it, if you are a true divine feminine or divine masculine, you also are a true divine feminine and masculine, okay? If you're, you are your own twin flame. That is very much true. If you think that you are going to, because as a divine feminine and masculine, you have a twin flame. You have an actual physical partner who does complete you. But in order to be in union with them, you must complete yourself first. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you don't know how to be passive and submissive when you need to and allow things to flow to you, aka divine feminine energy, how are you going to be with as a divine masculine, right? How are you going to be with a divine feminine energy? Okay? Because that divine feminine energy, unless she is unbalanced, unless she's in, reverse justice energy, which you don't want that. That's going to bring a lot of darkness into your life. Unless she's, unbalanced, she's going to come in and she's going to know how to get up and handle her business when she needs to. She's going to know how to be assertive. She's going to have the drive when she needs to. And you're going to have to be able to switch as a divine masculine. You're not going to be able to still sit in your divine masculine energy and then both of y'all clashing, butting heads, trying to take action at the same time. No, you're going to have to know how to be submissive. And the same thing for divine feminine energies, right? You can't always be in your submissive energy. You have to get up and be in your divine masculine energy at some point, right? So this is the energy that it's kind of giving me. It's giving me the energy of a divine feminine or a divine feminine energy that is understanding that she also has divine masculine energy, right? That you can also assert yourself. You can have some drive. You can say, you know what? Nah, I don't, because remember, the Emperor is conscious, right? It's what you see with your eyes, okay? Sometimes it doesn't always have to be tangible, but at the end of the day, it's understood and conceived through the mind, right? And our eyes is connected to our mind. So this is like a divine feminine energy, understanding like, I am the one that creates my reality. I'm the one that structures my world. And I don't have to be sitting up here dealing with somebody that's yapping out the side of their neck, talking a whole bunch of bullshit about a whole bunch of nothing. Okay, creating false narratives about me, making shit up, trying to have people hating and talking about me, trying to keep me in a low energy. Now, I don't see anything on the board that says you are in a low energy, right? And I don't see anything that says you were in a low energy, because we only got 3 cards for the past. I like that. Okay, I like that. When we do a natural spread, we let the cards fall where they may, and it still sets itself up in past, present, and future, you know, and we don't see much from the past. That says that there has been a lot of things that have been let go, released. And that's what we want, right? We don't want to still be holding on to the same things. Okay, we don't want to be holding on to the same things, right? So you doing good. I'm going to go ahead and give you your kudos, boo. You doing good, because, I mean, for 3 cards to really come out in the past, you know, there's a lot of present energy here, which is cool, because somebody really got outed, right? Somebody got caught doing something. I really want to know by who, but we'll kind of get into that in a second once we kind of, you know, come across the board a little bit more. But it's good to see that you're not holding on to this, right? You just used it as a means to move forward, and that's cool, right? Face your fears, right? And this is alchemist energy all day. When people do shit like this, when people sit up and talk negative about you, this is mental energy, right? So it's shit they set up and thought about. You know what I mean? It'll really throw you through a loop for a second, because you'll be like, damn, you mean to tell me you sat up here and thought of this negative shit? You mean to tell me you sat up here and thought, let me disrespect this person, let me, you know, talk bad about this person, let me make it seem like this person ain't shit, or whatever, right? Like, you sat up here and thought about this. Like, you can tell that he planned to do this. Like, look how far this wolf thing got. Like, he did it. Way back there is where the smoke is. Literally. You know what I mean? Like, he really sat up here and got this far with, like, it's green back there, it's lush, it's trees back there. He up here in dirt. Like, that's how far he done got with this shit. Like, you done sat up here and thought about this, and you done thought, you know, this far. You done got this far with this shit. Like, you know, it's just like, don't nobody got time for that. Don't nobody got time for that. You know, but it's nice to see that whoever you are, it seems like you really in this energy of, like, standing firm, knowing what it is you want to create for yourself, you know, sun card energy, and you balancing it out right now, right? And one thing about the Justice card, the Libra energy, it's like scales, right? But this is like with honor. This is with grace. You know what I mean? This is being sure that whatever, it's very much yin and yang, right? It's very much like you are balancing out your divine energy, right? Alchemy. You are an alchemist, 110%. And that's dope to see that you know how to balance your energy, or at least you're learning how to balance your energy, where you can consciously structure your world, and you can obviously take action on it, because the Emperor is paired with the Knight of Coins here. All right, and this, the Knight of Coins, or Knight of Pentacles, right? They move really slow. They are riding a cow. They are riding a cow, a really pretty cow. But as you can tell, like, the land is dry, it's barren. You know what I mean? It's not much here. You know, so it's obviously an energy that you don't receive a result immediately. You know, but one thing about it, I have to cover up their chest. But you know, it's really being diligent, it's being patient, but it's also like taking consistent steps towards what it is that you are trying to achieve. This is Capricorn energy, right? But it's an initiator, because, you know, cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, they initiate the seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, and winter. So it is an initiator. It kicks things off, right? So it's like, paired with the Emperor, it's like saying, you know, I am consciously structuring my empire, right? I'm putting everything together, and I'm physically taking the steps toward achieving it, right? So that could mean maybe you, because I'm just really picking up, like, you living with this person, even though I really don't have any indicators of home on here, but it's like you living with this person, because this is you got to be kind of close to camp to know the steal, you know, or to plot something like this. You got to be close to camp. So I'm just really picking up the energy. You are close to this person in proximity, right? Maybe it's a neighbor, whatever, but it really seems like you living with this person. You know, maybe you saying like, I need to get my own space, I need to get my own apartment. First things first, you know, you getting up, you going out, you looking at places, right? You putting together a budget, right? If you seeing, oh, I don't make enough money, you taking the steps toward it by like making more money. You know, maybe you getting a side hustle going, maybe you getting a second job. You know, either way, it's like, you know, the steps that you need to be taking because you're organizing them, right? You're getting things together. So that's really nice to see. And up here, oh yeah, you coming back from a betrayal. And earlier I said, I was like, I don't see anything on the board where it's like, but it honestly was right there in my face because you got 10 of Swords. I'm really noticing that, I mean, honestly, out of the physical indicators, there's 3 physical indicators, and they're all pretty good in all honesty. Like, you finna start getting some physical results. Things are about to start moving for you. This is the present moment, at least. But, this is really, really, I hate to see the 10 of Swords because it's lame. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally being consciously betrayed. These cards tell stories, and upright, it looks so bad. It really tells the story of, it's an Inuit princess, and she did not want to be with a man. She did not want to have a spouse. She just wanted to be by herself. And her father took her out fishing in the boat, and he threw her overboard. And she was clinging on to the boat, and he cut her hands. As you can see, he cut her fingers off, right? So upright, she's sinking. She's going down. You know, it's like the ultimate betrayal. You know, but understand, 10 of Swords is mental energy again. So when we talk about swords, you know, if you follow the Bible or whatever good book you read, most of the time swords is associated with our tongue, right? Things that we say. It's mental energy, yes, but it's also communication, right? It's our thoughts and our words. So this is basically like being portrayed through gossip, you know, being portrayed through negative narratives, right? People speaking negatively of you, so much so that it affected you to the point that, like, you know, you drown, you go down, right? But in reverse, you see her hands are coming back up, and he's like stepping back, like, oh my goodness, she's coming back. Like, oh my goodness, she's still alive. Like, it's consciously regenerating, right? So it's like all the shit, because honestly, if we keep it real, you only got one tongue for a reason. You also only got one brain, right? So the things that you think, the things that you say are very, very important, you know. And as much as your thoughts and your words are important, other people's are too. This is why we always like to tell people, like, be careful who you hang around. Like, why the fuck is you hanging out with somebody that's always talking negatively about you? Why is you hanging out with somebody that's always being negative about themselves? Like, that's not good energy, right? What you give is what you get. They just gonna attract more of that, right? And when we're actually not consciously aware, okay, because when we also look at the story that's depicted on this card, she didn't know her daddy was finna do that. She didn't know her daddy was finna throw her overboard and cut her fingers off when she clinging on to the boat. She didn't know he was finna do that. She thinking this is her daddy. She can love and trust him, right? So a lot of times, 10 of Swords is a betrayal that comes to us from those closest to us, people that we really feel that we can trust. You know, a lot of times it can be family, it can be close friends. It's just people that we trust that we would never expect to betray us in this form or fashion. And trust and believe they did. Okay? Trust and believe they did. And 7 of Swords is a betrayal card as well. Once again, it's mental. It's words that's being spoken to. You know, so this tell me that you had some real haters that was like talking about you in a real negative way, and unfortunately you were not aware of it, and it took effect on you, you know, because there's only so much that can truly be said, especially when you have your guards down, or if you have somebody close to you, because at the end of the day, it is about who's closest to you. If you got somebody close to you that's allowing these negative things to come in your life and actually form, like take tangible form, you know, then we can end up suffering this type of betrayal. And I can see that you did. You know what I mean? Maybe you had somebody, maybe you was really on your shit, and you had somebody, you know, just hating, like, oh, she gonna lose it all, or, you know what I mean? Like, she ain't gonna have it for long, or, you know, just really, like, speaking negatively over you. And a lot of times, the simplest thing that this could be is gossip. All day, every day. Like, when people just talking about you and they ain't got nothing nice to say. You know, if you are not spiritually equipped, and being spiritually equipped means you not praying, you know what I mean? You not rebuking, you know what I mean? And a lot of times we don't even know to rebuke because we don't even know these motherfuckers is saying it, okay? Because they not saying it to you. Remember, this is a deception card too. The 7 of Swords is a deception card too. So he got away with it this far because didn't nobody know until now. You know what I mean? So it's like, and this also is kind of like, you know who this is now. You know who this is that been talking greasy about you for the longest. You know it now. It didn't all came out. It didn't all came out. Like, you are the culprit. You the motherfucker that put me in this energy, this upright Ten of Swords energy. You the motherfucker that betrayed me. You the motherfucker that was talking greasy. You the main culprit, right? Because a lot of times, even though it's one person depicted on this card, right, and it could have been a parental figure, because once again, this is her dad that does this to her. You know, it's Ten of Swords. So, I mean, it's quite a few things that was said about you, and it could have came from quite a few energies, but this person, right, this one person is the person who finished it off, right, because he cut her hands, and that made her let go of the boat, you know, because her fingers got cut off, you know. So this one person is the one that really did it, you know, the shit that they were saying. And it probably means they were consistent too, right? Because once again, look how far this wolf got. Look how far this wolf got. Like, this is somebody that's been doing this shit for a long time. They have really been doing it for a long time, and they finally got caught by something bigger than them, right? So it means that, like, something bigger than them, something badder than them finally caught their ass, and guess what? That's God, okay? Excuse my language, because I'm cutting up today. Like, it's just been playing on my head. The assassination attempt failed, boo. So, hey, God caught him and sent a real monster on that butt, okay? But you consciously regenerating here. You coming back, and you scaring whoever this is. Okay, whoever this is, whoever it was that was plotting on your downfall, gossiping, talking crazy about you behind the scenes, you scaring them, because he's stepping back in disbelief. Like, oh my goodness, she is coming out the water. He like, I just cut her fingers off, and she got all these swords in her. How is she coming out the water? How is she at this strength? You know what I mean? You are mentally strong. And then also, it's paired with the Sun card. Right? It's paired with the Sun card. Like I said, when you tell a Leo something, unless it's in alignment with what they believe and what they feel, you know what I mean? They ain't hearing it. They gonna use their conviction all day, every day to tell you, nope, it's what I say it is. You know what I mean? And you standing in that, right? This Seven of Wands energy. You standing in that. You saying like, nah, I'm not this. I know what it really is. You know what I mean? Like, you telling that person, like, I know that you are the one that's really causing all this misfortune in my life. You are the one that's making things hard for me. You, every time I turn around, you speaking negatively of me. You running your mouth. You know what I mean? Because this is mental energy, right? It's conscious. It's things that you're speaking. It's things that you're thinking, right? And this is also positive thoughts, right? This is optimism. Right? So your optimism is really what's bringing you back. It's not like, you know, her head is out of the water and she's saying something to him. She's literally coming out of the water and it's scaring him. You know what I mean? So it's really like your positivity, your optimism is what's really helping push you forward here. Okay? That's what's helping you consciously regenerate after all this negative energy that was pushed your way. So congrats. Keep up with the optimism. Don't be a hater like them. Don't turn around and start talking negative about them and trying to, don't even acknowledge them, because honestly, the best way to kill energy like this is to starve it. 110%. When motherfuckers be talking crazy about you and be gossiping and doing all that, at the end of the day, always take what Kendrick said and apply it. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar. All you got to do is keep doing what you're doing. Be positive. Be optimistic. Keep, pushing towards your goals. Keep consciously structuring your world and make sure that it's in conscious balance with you. You know what I mean? Like who you are with your thoughts, right? Like, be positive. Stay on the optimistic note. Do not let these people pull you into their negative, pessimistic world. Don't start speaking about them at all. Starve their asses. Because when you start talking about them, when you start, because they this and that, and I knew they was the one that was talking shit. No, because then you giving them energy. Don't even do that. Leave their ass out in the cold. Starve them, and keep going forward. Because with Seven of Coins here, this is a physical investment, right? This says what you physically put in. Okay, what you physically put in. So your optimism, your positive thoughts is helping bring you back, right? And it's also helping you to physically invest in something that you're working on. So maybe you put in applications, right? Maybe you working on your side hustle, like whatever it is that you are physically doing. Maybe you saying affirmations. Maybe you making sure to keep yourself looking good, feeling good, right? Because when you look good, you feel good. That's real spit. Like, it just is what it is, Whatever physically you are putting in, it is definitely worth the investment. And it has to do with whatever it is you are trying to bring together here, because the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins follows this, right? So you're physically taking steps toward it piece by piece by piece. And this is also you putting yourself back together. This is you consciously regenerating. Like I said earlier, this is you getting yourself back together. Like, maybe you the type that, you keep your hair on point. You keep your nails on point. You keep your toes on point. Maybe you the type you like to go shopping for no reason. Or maybe you like to go and take yourself out to dinner, right? And because all this negativity, came into your world, came into your life, it knocked you off your game a little bit. It knocked you off your pedestal. And newsflash, boo, that's what it was meant to do. That's what it was meant to do. I don't never mean to, like, I'm real. I'm going to keep it real with y'all 110%. I love y'all. I would not be here giving the messages if I did not love and care about y'all. Those that are here for love and light purposes only. Those that's here to be haters, oh, you know I could care less about you, but I'm going to pray for you anyway. Amen. I love you. When I tell you this, I really mean it in the nicest way possible. They meant to knock you off your pedestal. They meant to knock you off whatever step you was on that you may have felt comfortable in. You may have felt like, you know what, I'm at one of the best places in my life right now. You know what I mean? Like, they meant to do that. That was the purpose of the gossip. That was the purpose of the negative talk, to knock you out your spot, because they were jealous, right? They were envious of what you had. They felt like you didn't deserve it. They felt like you shouldn't have had it, X, Y, and Z, whatever. I don't give a fuck about their opinions or their feelings, because it don't even matter. So I'm not even finna explain how they felt, but just know that they meant to knock you out that pedestal. And let me tell you something. God allowed it. Okay, I'm holding your hand when I say this, Bookie. God allowed it. Okay, God allowed them to do that, because how else would you get to this point? How else would you face your fears? How else would you say, well, really, the sky is the limit? So why am I sitting on this one pedestal, this one step that's way lower than what I can really achieve, right? God allowed it. God said, yeah, I see they talking about my baby. I see how they dogging my baby out, one of my favorites out. I see how they doing her, and I know it's gonna affect her. I know it, or him. I'm sorry to my wonderful brothers. I know how it's gonna affect them. You know what I mean? It's gonna knock them off for a little minute, but they're gonna come back even better. Okay, because this is an energetic level up card. You see how she going up these ladders? She going to another position. She getting to it. I'm getting to it. Hey, I'm getting to it. Hey. She getting to it. She getting to it. Do you hear me? Ain't nothing finna. She leveling up. You gotta level up. One way or the other, you gotta level up. And see, that's the thing about an alchemist, right? A true alchemist, you can never knock them off their pedestal. You can never knock them off their plane, right? Because at the end of the day, they're going to use whatever it is you sent them, whatever it is you did or plotted, they're going to use that to go up higher than they ever was before. Okay? And that's what you're doing. That's why God allowed it, because God said at the end of the day, you too comfortable. Bitch, don't get too comfortable. You too comfortable. You too comfortable. You too comfortable in the space that you in. You need to get fearless. You need to get uncomfortable, okay? You need to go out here and say, what's some things that I've been afraid to do, and do it, right? And get to some places that you have never been, some heights that you have never seen, okay? And that's what you're doing right now. You utilizing it. You utilizing this energy, okay? You 110% was meant to be knocked off of that pedestal that you was on. So don't feel no type of way. Don't go like, dang, this is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, because your money may be funny. You know what I mean? You may be around some real haters where you can't do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Or it's uncomfortable to do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, that's something that you gotta get out of anyway. You gotta face your fears, which it seems like you already doing, because it's in the past position. And it's leading, right? And it's actually leading you to 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Coins, right? This is enough your family can eat. But I count this card as generations. I count this card as when you sitting down, when you old. It's a meme I saw on Twitter, and it was like, I don't know, I guess I should call it X, but I'm not doing that anyway. It's a meme I saw, and it was a photo of Ariana Grande, and she was like, she looked old, and it's from one of her music videos. But she looked old, and it say, when your grandma is sitting and looking at everybody in the family and realizing her pussy is the reason everybody here. This is the energy that this 10 of Coins give me. It give me like, y'all are all here in this space because of me. You know what I mean? That's the energy that this 10 of Coins give me. And I really love that, because this says that you're not doing this for your current family, right? Because I'm picking up an energy, like I said, this card deals with her dad betraying her. So I'm picking up an energy like this somebody you could be living with, this family. This somebody close to you, 110%. This somebody that's close to you, close enough they could have did the shit. You know what I mean? Because somebody that's, far from you, they can't do this because they don't know what to attack. They don't know what to speak negatively on. You know what I mean? They don't know what has you anchored on your pedestal in the first place to even attack it. You see what I'm saying? So it gotta be somebody closer to you. It just is what it is. And if you haven't realized it and you watching this reading, bitch, you guessed it. It's them. Okay? You just realized it today. Okay? That person you probably thought, that ain't, no, that ain't for you, okay? But this says that, your hard work here, you are physically taking steps toward, generational wealth. Making sure that the generations after you won't ever have to deal with this shit again. You know what I mean? Like, it's making sure that your children's children, right, will never have to see some of the struggles or hardships that you see. And matter of fact, let's even delete that, because I don't even believe in struggles and hardships, if we being real. I don't even have that in my vocabulary. Like, one of my favorite affirmations is, I am unavailable to poverty and hardship. Okay, luxury is my lifestyle. So maybe that's an affirmation that you guys need to adapt every day. Because if you look at this card, each one of these children got coins around their neck. Everybody icy. Everybody paid. You know what I mean? These his grandchildren. If you look in the car, it's really him, his wife. It looks like his daughter here, and these grandkids. These grandkids. This is not anybody that gave birth to you or anybody that had to do with your creation. You know what I mean? This is what's under you. This is what comes after you, and that's what you're working on. That is what you are physically taking steps towards securing generational wealth for the generations after you. Honestly, the energy is given is like, fuck what's going on right, fuck the people that's in the fam right now. I can't do nothing for them. I can't do nothing for them. And sometimes you have to have that type of mindset. Sometimes you have to have that type of mindset, because if you really pay attention, the people that's in your family, the people that's been in your family for so long, I don't the people that came before you. We're not talking about ancestors. We're talking about the ones that still breathing, y'all. They have already picked and chose. You know what I mean? If your auntie decided to be a bus driver, and this ain't no knocking the bus drivers, because shout out to them, because baby, that's a job to make sure people are transported safely. Shout out to y'all. But if your auntie decided to be a bus driver when she had the opportunity to be an independent business owner and make more money and have a better life, right? If she chose to be a bus driver out of the stability of a paycheck versus, possibly having instability, not really receiving a paycheck on a routine, right? That was her choice. Why is it that, you coming up, you feel like you have to be subjected to working as a bus driver too, because she telling you that's the best method for you to go? She don't trust in you being an entrepreneur and making your own money, right? Why should you actually have to follow behind her in that? Is that going to lead to this generational wealth? Probably not, right? Because if it would lead to this generational wealth, then you would already be wealthy, right? Because she would have already secured the generational wealth for your generation and the generation after you, right? So that's kind of the energy I'm picking up, where it's you taking physical, tangible steps toward, making sure that the generations after you are fed. And this also is giving me the energy of, using a physical inheritance that you have received, right? Say, because we all got gifts. Okay, we all got gifts, period, point blank. God gave us all gifts. And some of our gifts are actually attuned to our bloodline, right? A lot of us can have multiple gifts. You know what I mean? A lot of times we may not even know that it's attuned to our bloodline. Some of us could be singers, some of us could be poets, rappers, whatever, and not even know we had a great uncle or aunt that could sing or rap. You see, or be a poet. You know what I mean? These are gifts that are attuned to the bloodline, and where our ancestors, people previously in our bloodline, didn't get to use it for whatever reason, slavery, or, you know what I mean? Whatever reason, oppression in general, they didn't get to use it. We have the option to use it, right? We have the ability to utilize these gifts to actually make more of a profit for us than it could have ever made for them, right? So this is you utilizing this physical inheritance, something that you physically inherited. This could be a talent, right? At the end of the day, it is a gift, okay? But it's you utilizing something that you physically inherited to make all of this come together, right? That's what you're consciously honoring here with this 10 of coins, right? You're consciously honoring your physical inheritance. You're consciously honoring you building generational wealth for the generations after you. Okay, so that's cool. That's lit. You in a real good energy. You in a real good energy. Okay, so we're going to flip this over. We're moving on to the present situation. Oh, I just said I didn't see nothing about the whole reading. I said I didn't see nothing about a home. And 4 of coins is home energy, right? Upright, it is being secure, it's being stable, you know what I mean? But it's also hoarding, it's also greed, because this is the story of Condor's wife, the bird. Obviously this is his wife. He hoards her along with his money, you know what I mean? It's so cray, but it is what it is. It's being held and kept. It's also being stable and rooted. So with this being in reverse, this definitely says that you are physically moving, because the 4 of coins is actually Taurus energy. Taurus is associated with home as well, because I don't know a Taurus that would not like to be in their house, eating or sleeping. I don't know a Taurus. Okay, I don't know anybody with Taurus energy that would not like to be at home, eating or sleeping, Bookie. If you can show me one, then I'll be open to it, but still, I don't know one. You know what I mean? So this says you definitely are in a space of moving, right? Wherever you at, it ain't comfortable. Okay, and it's also a card of financial instability, but it's a card of God got you. You know what I mean? Because if you really look at it, she is sitting here and she has this look on her face where she's content, right? Because upright, it looks more so like she's fearful. She's kind of he won't let me go nowhere. And I really don't want want to go nowhere because I ain't got no money for real. Right, upright. She look a little kind of like, he won't let me go nowhere. He holding me here. But I really don't want to go nowhere because I ain't got no damn money. Because the one pentacle she got is right here. It's right in front of her. And he got the rest behind her. And he like, yeah, I got her. The money ain't hers too. Everything in my hands, right? But in reverse, she's a little bit more relaxed, right? Her face looks a little bit more, you know, kind of like, I'm being patient. You know what I mean? All I have is this one pentacle, and I'm using it to the best of my ability, you know? And I know that there will be some type of security that comes to me, right? I like to, because she doesn't see the bird coming up behind her, right? She doesn't see that there's financial security coming in behind her, that there's going to be some type of male figure, because this story tells the story of Condor's wife. So this is his spouse here, right? So she doesn't see that there's some type of, you know, spousal support that's coming in. You know what I mean? So, you know, maybe you got some type of spousal support coming in. Maybe because this is future too. Do you got some spousal support coming in? That's kind of cute. Okay, so maybe you got some type of spousal support coming in, you know, maybe you got some child support coming in, you know, maybe it's just God, because at the end of the day, you know, when we are connected to Source, when we understand that we are one with Source, you know, Source is your spouse, you know what I mean? That's your other half. Literally, you got any problems, you can run straight to Source with it and almost always get a result. Only time you not getting a result is probably when you don't need one, okay? Meaning that it's already taken care of in a sense, right? But other than that, you gonna get a result. Okay, so this is like, you know, you are not really comfortable. You're in transition. You're physically moving, and you only got this one pentacle. But you have some type of faith. You have some type of trust here that you will have additional support come in, right? And this card also can say like making large purchases. It can be gambling. And it once again can be financial instability. But when we talk about financial instability, it's actually a good card for that, because it says that you'll have some support coming in. Right, where you don't have all the funds, you gonna have it, okay? Maybe you'll get a loan, okay? You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna come in one way or the other. Maybe somebody will donate it to you, who knows? But at the end of the day, it's being confident, it's being cool, calm, and collected, because it is Taurus energy. Like, I've had Taurus friends who know doggone well they don't have money to go out and eat, but will still take their ass out to a 5-star restaurant, baby. Will sit and have a full course meal. Do you hear me? Appetizer, main course, dessert. Okay? And leave a good tip, knowing doggone well they really don't have the money for it at that time. Like, maybe the money they have in their bank account is for a bill or something like that, you know? But at the end of the day, they will still go out and treat themselves, because they know the money gonna come from somewhere. The money gonna come from somewhere. So like I said earlier, maybe you looking at apartments, maybe you budgeting, maybe you seeing, you know, you whatever it is you doing, you taking the physical steps toward, you know, achieving financial stability. And trust that the support is coming in for you. Okay, the support is coming in for you. I believe that you really just need to ask for help, because we got the 10 of Wands here, and this 10 of Wands card is so funny because it's not really funny, it's kind of sad, but it tells the story of a guy. His daughter went missing, and instead of asking for help to look for her, he labored and looked for her all by himself, and he ended up dying looking for her. And a timbo tree grew from his ear, bearing fruit for everybody to eat. Right? It's like energetically laboring for something in vain. Right? It's like basically putting in the energetic work for something where you will never receive the reward. Right? And this can also be a very big indicator of energetically siphoning. Right? You don't have any cards paired with it where it's like, you know, somebody's energetically siphoning from you. I just look at it as like being energetically overwhelmed. You taking a lot onto your plate by yourself, and you need to ask for help. Right? Maybe this is, because this can also be, because, you know, bulls are stubborn. Bulls are stubborn. Okay? This can also be, you might need to energetically, like, lighten your load. You know what I mean? If you need a house and a car, and you're trying to find maybe a business space or whatever, you need some help. You need some help, and it's energetic. So it's not like you have to actually ask the people around you. You know, one of the things that I've learned a lot just in my journey, you know, even being alone sometimes, is that you're never really alone. You have so much help. You know what I mean? You have so much help, especially when it comes to spirit. So it's just, and the magician is on the bottom of the deck. This tells the story of Cinderella, her fairy godmother. Right? So you need to pray. You need to pray. You are energetically taking on too much. connect to source. Ask your angels, your ancestors, your guardian guides, right? Archangels, God, whoever, you know what I mean? But high vibrational, loving energies, right? You need to ask these energies for help because you need it. Okay, you are energetically overwhelming yourself where you're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're going to be burnt out. You're going to be burnt out to where when the results finally come, you dead. You tired. It ain't nothing. The results came out of your death. You know what I mean? Out of the fact that you burnt out, you tired. You can't even get up out the bed. You know what I mean? By the time the result shows up, right? So maybe when the apartment does finally come up that you could get, right? You too tired to even look online. You too tired to even call the people. You know, you too tired to go and look at the apartment complex. You miss it. You miss the energetic opportunity. You know, so stop. Don't overwhelm yourself, okay? Don't overwhelm yourself because you got support coming in. And most likely you got this support coming in because you've already been energetically overwhelmed. Y'all, it's a gnat in here, right? Yeah, you definitely been energetically overwhelmed. Somebody has been bothering the hell out of you. Because that's what gnats will do. They will bother the hell out of you for no reason, right? Somebody has really been energetically weighing on you with all this negative ass talk that they have been doing. So much so it has been making you tired. It has been making you feel burnt out to where when these results come up, you, like I said, this can be a card of energetic siphoning, and that's what this is. You know, you're getting support after people have been energetically siphoning off of you. They have been pulling on your energy, taking from you so much you couldn't even use the shit for yourself. You don't even want to get out of bed. You tired. You tired. You so beat down. You like, what's the use? And you don't even know why. You could sleep all day, and then you wake up the next day. You know what I mean? You sleep all day. You wake up the next day, and you like, damn, I'm still tired. What the fuck? And then the person that's running around doing all this, because they've been getting away with it so long. But justice here, they ass ain't finna get away with it no more. They ain't finna get away with it no more. Not no more. You know what I mean? They been getting away with it so long. They took so much energy from you. That's why you got support coming in now. But baby, you got to pray though. You got to ask for help. Don't neglect and don't ask for help. You got to ask for help. Even if it's just help transmuting the energy. Right? You pray, you say, you know, Father God, please help me, allow me to take this negative energy and transmute it for my highest good. God, please bring the opportunity to me where I can take this negative energy, incorporate it within myself, and push it back out positively. Okay? However that may be. Sometimes it could be simply getting your ass up and going to work out. Okay, that could be a way you transmute it. You know what I mean? Like, however, whatever works best for you. You know, whatever's the best way for you to transmute it. You know, sometimes it could literally just be taking something somebody said to you negatively and flipping it and spinning it positively, right? And spitting that back out every single day. Because 9 times out of 10, they've been spitting that negativity out their mouth every single day, right? And you're subconsciously going after a higher purpose. You leaving behind, this is 8 of Cups. This is Piscean energy. You are leaving behind everything that you once had. This tells the card of Moses, right? Where Moses left his royal kingdom where he was a prince, right? To go and be a prophet, to lead the Israelites out of Egypt through the desert. 40 days and 40 nights. You know, like, woo, child. Like, you know, that's a major shift. You know, this is a major shift subconsciously, right? It's like telling yourself where you was driving that bus and you believed that, you know, the bus was gonna be able to pay off your child college tuition and all these other things. It's realizing that no, I'm better off being a basketball player, or you know what I mean? It's like a complete 360 almost, but it's a sacrifice that is made. Honestly, because it's Piscean energy. When we talk about Pisces is known for sacrifice. We think about Jesus Christ. Okay, he sacrificed himself for our sins, right? You know, you know, Pisces is very versed and well understood of sacrifice. You know, so you're sacrificing something subconsciously. You know, this could have been somebody that you were with, because once again, this is in line with this 4 of coins in reverse and upright. Once it tells of a spouse here. So maybe you are, you know, walking away, you know, you subconsciously letting go of this relationship that you had, you know, to walk into something better. And this is in the future. And I said that this is somebody that you most likely living with. So, you know, maybe you moving on here. It really looks like it is. You know, you moving out, you moving on, you know, because you realize this person been energetically siphoning from you. They've been taking your energy so much, you can't even use your energy for yourself. You dog damn tired. You know what I mean? You realize that this person is just an energetic vampire, that energetic leech, and it's been holding you back. And that you finna let all this shit go so you can move forward into something that's better for you, a higher purpose, something that benefits you more than being with this person, right? And the moment The moment that you say, man, fuck that, I'm finna go about my business, shit take off like a light. 8 of Wands. Shit take off like a light. I'm talking about all type of things start energetically moving the moment that you turn your back to this shit. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't mean to say shit because obviously you built something here, right? You got two cups that don't have nothing on them. This is just part of the foundation, right? You was getting ready to build up on it. But these here, you done built this up. You done built this up. You know what I mean? And it probably would take a lot for you to walk away, but the moment that you do, baby, it take off like a light. And this is future energy, so I see that you make the decision to do that. I see that you say you're gonna move forward. So let's get a few clarifiers on it. Let's just get a few clarifiers on it, because I feel like this video been going for a minute. I feel like I do a spread like with one deck, and I will have like a whole hour where I'm talking, which, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, y'all, if that's the amount of the time for the message for y'all, then cool. You know, I'm not tripping. I'm never gonna trip, because at the end of the day, this is for you. You know what I mean? You need the help, I'm gonna give you the help. Like, at the end of the day, we are all in the same spiritual community. You came across this video, hey, welcome in, baby boo. You're a part of my community. Hey, you're a part of the collective. You know, and I love that. You my neighbor. Hey, neighbor. Hey, neighbor. You know what I mean? So we gonna say we at the cookout. We shooting the shit right now. So I'm gonna tell you what's up. I'm gonna tell you what's real, because I'm here to help. You know, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to spread love. I'm here to help. And it might be somebody out here who really need to hear, you need to get your ass up and lead this person. So, you know, here it is. I just told you. You need to get your ass up and lead this person, Bookie. Leave them behind. They siphoning energy off of you, and they ain't even using it wisely. They spreading it about. Because this a tree. Anybody can come up to this tree and pluck off of it. Baby, they spreading it about. They funky booty. Look at there. Strength on the bottom of the deck. Conviction. Innocence. Compassion. Right? So, you compassionate too. Oh, what is this that dropped out? Oh, that's 7 of Swords again. This you. This is you. They telling you how. So maybe while you watching this video, you thought, well, how can I do this? Right? Because it fell right here. Oh, look at there. The Hermit. Allow your inner guide to guide you. Right? It's like sitting in isolation. And in isolation, you find the answers to so much. Because it's really just you. So maybe you need to retreat. Okay? Maybe you need to spend time by yourself. Okay? But at the end of the day, this really gives me the energy of you need to retreat. Okay, whatever that means to you, meaning stop going back and forth with them, or, you know, stop being around them so much. Spend time to yourself, and it's going to come to you, right? And it's not even going to really come to you, because here the 7 of Swords, it's paired with the 9 of Cups, more Pisces energy, but it's subconscious fulfillment, right? But this is the conscious, it's conscious strategy, this 7 of Swords. So it's saying, you know, you've come up with a plan on how to do what it is you need to do. You've come up with a plan on how to leave this shit behind. Okay? And you are subconsciously fulfilled. Right? You are subconsciously content with leaving this shit behind. Because that's double Pisces energy. Literally 8 and 9. Okay? So they're telling you that you need to consciously strategize how you can be subconsciously content. When we talk about subconscious, we talking about your heart. Okay? Your heart wrapped up in this. Your heart wrapped up in this. This might be a relationship. This might be a family member, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, your heart in it. And in order for you to get to this, because when you was watching this, obviously this came across your mind. How can I walk away and shit start speeding up? Guess what? Consciously strategize how your heart gonna be content. Okay, how you're not gonna feel bad at the end of the day. How your heart won't feel broken. Right? And do it quietly. Do it quietly. He tiptoeing. He got a hood on. Okay, he is definitely taking some feathers. You know, so maybe you got to take an idea too from somewhere else. It's called taking a play out of somebody else's playbook. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you subconsciously content. At the end of the day, you got to make sure that you feel good in your decision. And when you do, these things it's gonna speed up real fast. It's gonna kick off really, really fast. So, what I want to know is, who is this 7 of Swords over here? It could be you. But, I mean, from the whole read, I picked up somebody else. So, I want to know who it is. Ooh. High Priestess energy. That didn't fall over here, though. Judgment. Somebody's under judgment. Judgment. Empress. Divine Feminine energy. What I told you. Divine Feminine. You showing up here. Bookie, what I tell you, this somebody that's under judgment. This is somebody that is now under judgment. They are about to go through a subconscious, I'm so sorry. They're about to go through a subconscious and conscious revelation. Okay, maybe you have had a conscious revelation about this person, but this is somebody that's about to have to offer up their soul. Do you see this card? They're about to have to offer up their soul, who they was, and it is about to be judged, or who they are, if we're being honest, because, you know, and that's why the scales is here, justice. It's time for their heart to be weighed. Okay, because you've already gone through some type of trial. You've already gone through some type of judgment. And you've already gone through some type of judgment here. You've already, and most of the time, to be real, when people are gossiping and talking negatively about you behind your back, when people are speaking, right, lying on you, okay, when people are speaking with ill intentions, it can put you under judgment, right? Because you have to look at it like this. And this is why God let it play out. This is why God let it happen. Why would somebody be speaking about you so negatively if you weren't a bad person? Okay, now, I didn't say that you were a bad person. Before you be like, BB, why you talking about me like that, bitch? I thought you was on my side. I am on your side, okay? I am. As long as you with love and light, you doing the right thing out here, I'm on your side, okay? As long as you doing right and you following the righteous path, I'm on your side, okay? But I'm just saying, if somebody's speaking about you so negatively, you know what I mean? Eventually, it's going to draw some type of attention where people are going to say, well, are you truly a negative soul? Are you really a bad person? Okay? That's just what it is. You're going to draw attention. Okay? It's like basically somebody keep calling HR over and over again on you. Over and over and over and over again. At the end of the day, the universe, okay, source, somebody got to check into it. And if we really pay attention to it for real, it's really looking at, like, if you read a good book, if you are in the Bible, you know that spiritual court takes place 24/7. Satan takes his raggedy behind, you raggedy bitch. Satan takes his raggedy behind in heaven every day, all day, accusing God's children, good children. Because see, Satan don't look to devour his own, because they ain't tasty. They ain't good enough for him, right? He looked to devour God's children. He looked to devour the one that has true faith and trust in source, that believes in doing right. Right? That's who Satan looked to devour, because they taste good, right? Satan was bothering Jesus. Satan was bothering Peter, right? Satan bothered those that he knows has a close connection to source, to God, so that he can make God look stupid. But at the end of the day, Satan always the fool. Ain't that it? Satan is a trickster, so he trick his own self, okay? He gonna trick his own self out of his spot every single time. That's why the truth of the matter is, you don't even have to do it. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar. When Kendrick said that, when Kendrick said that, he said that. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar. You don't even have to do anything, okay? So this is somebody that was, running their mouth so ragged, talking so much out the side of their neck. Baby, you were accused in a higher court. You were accused in a court of God, right, in the heavens. Do you hear me? By Satan himself. It ain't nobody else, okay? But they devils, right? When we talk about demons, when we talk about devils, these are energies that are enacted and pushed out through other people, right? Through human bodies, okay? Through human vessels, okay? So when we talk about devils, they was in the court. The devils was the one that helped Satan come up with the accusation, okay? At the end of the day, it makes me giggle on the inside. It makes me giggle on the inside, because y'all liars. You see what I'm saying? Like, the demons, the devils, they liars, because Satan lied. So it's crazy to even, that Satan would even be like, oh yeah, you said this about God's child? Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Let's take it to God. Let's take it to God. Let's go accuse him in God's court. And they get up there, and God just be sitting and just be listening to it like, oh my goodness. Like, oh my goodness, they just come up with anything. They really believe these things, even though they are liars themselves. Like, and God will entertain it, because at the end of the day, it's something that is better for us. It is something that will come back to benefit us in the long run, okay? It's something that will help move us off that pedestal that we may have been stuck on, right? That we may have been positioned on, saying, let's build something here that we didn't need to be building on. Okay, because remember, he walking away, and he was just finna start building on these 2 cups, and God called him to do something else, right? It's like saying God allows it to happen because he like, I need you to let go anyway. I need you to have more. I need you to use this experience to motivate you, right? To come up with more, okay? To do more, to reach higher. Okay, because the sky truly is the limit, and you being focused on this, which you already been building, is keeping you limited. Okay, when the sky is the limit. So God will sit up there and entertain it. He'll let the trial play out. And sometimes it'll seem like it's really, really rough on us. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the biggest point about it is that you are not condemned, right? You are not guilty. You are innocent. And that is also Leo energy, right? Leo is our inner child. And one thing we know about children is that they are extremely innocent. Okay? Like, you've been in this energy so much, it's pushed you into your divine feminine energy. Look at her, Queen of Wands. That's Leo energy. So this Leo energy is really helping you right now. You're birthing something. But it has helped you so much, it's made you realize how creative you are. That you really can birth anything as long as you nurture it. Right? As long as you know that you are abundant. As long as you know that you are truly creative down to your core. And you tap into that innocence, right? You stay connected to that compassion. Because to feel compassion, because whoever this is, they a fool. They are a fool. They are a real fool. Anybody that says, you know what? Because we all have shadow energy. You know, some of our shadow energies are very darker than others. Like, some people can really be devils. You know, some people can really be demons. You know, but we all have shadow energy. So to say that you're going to be so firmly rooted in your shadow energy that you're going to speak negatively on somebody, so much so that you cause them to be accused in a higher court, right? And all of these things start falling apart around them, right? Because of this betrayal. That just says so much about your character. Especially when you're messing with a child of God. Whoever you are a very creative individual. Okay? You are very creative. Because the truth of the matter is, God would have never allowed you to go through such a death, such a transition, such a betrayal if you were not creative enough to birth something new. Divine feminine energy. This is male or female. You could be a masculine, you could be a female. At the end of the day, you tapping into your feminine energy. You tapping into your era of creation. Okay? You getting ready to birth something new. Right? And you're subconsciously taking action on it. This is Cancer energy, right? Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, right? So, maybe you are, being dreamy. Maybe you are tapped into your bubbly energy. It's giving Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls. Bubbles is so sweet, but at the same time, she was not one to play with. Because when you pissed her off, oh yeah, she was ready to go. So maybe, and this is also romance, right? So maybe you are, I'm thinking about my divine masculine. I'm thinking about my twin flame, y'all. But maybe you are, romanticizing your life. Ooh, I see. That's tea. You are romanticizing your life. And so much so, you are about to physically start picking the fruits of your labor. And this also could be Venus in Cancer. Yeah. Venus in Cancer. But I really just look at it like you're romanticizing your life. You're being dreamy. You know what I mean? You're taking it's like what you're dreamed about, you're taking action on it. You're being creative and you're taking action on it. And it can lead you to physically picking the fruits of your labor. And you can see that these are ready to pick, but the one that she's actually grabbing is the one that's being brought by the bird, right? So this is like a gift from up above that will probably start you. Like, she's already picked one here, but it will start you to pick the rest of these. You know what I mean? So there's a divine gift coming in for sure. So continue to romanticize your life. Continue to nurture and be creative. This is really, really nice. This is really, really nice, honestly. But you're giving birth. You really are. You're about to give birth, and that's cool. So whatever it is that you have been, dreaming of and thinking of and taking steps toward, it's really about to pop off. You're really about to walk away from what was hindering you, what was holding you back, what was energetically siphoning from you. And this person under judgment now, where your heart was weighed on the scale and it was lighter than that feather bookie butt, guess what? They heart finna go in there and it's solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Hey, it's solid as a rock, baby. It's gonna sink that thing. Justice. It's gonna sink that thing. Do you hear me? They're about to be condemned. Okay, so this is a warning for you now, Bookie Butt. Okay? You need to get the funk away from whoever this is, because they are facing judgment at this time. And I just let you know, right? High Priestess energy, because I'm your Royal Priestess BB. They ass is going to be convicted. Do you hear me? And what they are about to be convicted of is serious. Because they've been doing this for so long. Okay? They have been doing this for so long. So this is me, because this High Priestess card, this is me literally showing up in the reading, and that's so crazy. And it's me telling you to energetically persist in getting your ducks in a row, because you 110% need to get your ass away from whoever this is, because they finna have some real bad karma coming their way. Okay? And this is also you, because, to be in an Empress energy like this, you have to have some type of connection to the High Priestess. Okay? You have to, right? To be so nurturing, you have to have some type of insight, right? You have to just know intuitively where to nurture yourself, right? Where to water yourself, where to take care of yourself in order to get it to grow, right? So you are already intuitive that you need to be energetically standing up for what you're trying to create here. You already know you need to be applying pressure, and we talking major pressure, because this person is finna go through major judgment. I'm talking about they finna be getting their ass with like major karma, because not only did they accuse you, they were lying through their teeth. Okay, and they continue doing what they was doing. They was stealing from you. Okay, energetically, they've been taken from you, right? And you're gonna get it back, because that's how God works, right? When we talk about trials, my favorite biblical story to reference is Job. Okay, because Job literally was on trial. He was on trial, 110%. It just is what it is. Like, Satan had went into heaven, and God already knew that he was considering Job. So much so, he said it before Satan could get it out of his mouth. He said, "If you consider my loyal servant Job," okay? He already knew why he was there, okay? Because the accusations the devils had already been running it to him. You see what I'm saying? And honestly, the people that was trying to play into his conviction was those around him. It was those around him. You ever wonder why God told him that he had to pray for his friends? Okay? Right? Because those were the ones that wanted him to be convicted. At the end of the day, those were the ones that wanted him to be convicted. So this person, they're about to get real bad karma. Their judgment process isn't even going to be long. It's not even going to be long. It's going to be real quick. Do you hear me? I'm talking about it's going to be like almost immediately. Like, is the person guilty of exactly? I don't have to make it up. What I tell you, 3 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's finna be quick, right? 8 of Cups. This is your sign. Walk away. Release what no longer serves you. This person don't serve you no more. Because also in the midst of your judgment, you have elevated. Right? At the end of the day, when we undergo judgment, no matter what, that part of us that we once were is no longer. Okay? It is no longer. It is gone. Okay? Like, things change so much as we're on trial, as we're accused, you know what I mean? As we're being proven innocent, right? As God's children, as some of his favorites, as good, you know what I mean? As just innocent-hearted, pure people, right? Everything that we undergo while we're on trial, it's just impossible for things to stay the same, right? You no longer who you once were. You got to let go. Walk away. Please walk away. I'm asking you nicely. And it's a third-party situation anyway. This is a third-party situation anyway. They talking to somebody on the side anyway. That's what they really finna be convicted of. I mean, honestly, if we gonna overlook all the BS that they saying about you, they really finna be convicted because who they tied to. And this is also another message for you that you can be guilty by association. So now that you done watched this video and you done got word, okay, your inner guide, okay, you got the inner guidance that this person can make you guilty by association, and they are already guilty by association because they ass associating with the devil, okay? You got the conscious truth, Ace of Swords, that you need to move forward. Knight of Swords, right? To consciously take action, to leap into organizing and doing what you need to do to move forward, right? Physically prioritizing this conscious energy, this conscious ending. Okay? Consciously ending this, right? The shit that you seeing right in front of your eyes, changing it. Changing it. You got the truth. This is the truth here. You may really love this person. You may really care. Find a way for you to be content within your heart with leaving this person alone, because whoever this person is tied to, and you already know it. As soon as you retreat, as soon as you get by yourself, as soon as you reflect on your inner guide, your inner guru, you will realize that this person ain't no damn good. You will realize that this person is, in fact, tied to somebody or something that is inherently negative. Okay, this is a third-party situation. That your connection to them entails another connection to somebody else, right? Because if you see here, her arm is connected to her, and she's the one in the middle that's connecting them both. So whoever the fuck this is, excuse my language, but whoever this is here on this end, you ain't got no connection to them. You tightly connected to this person. Your arm is tightly connected to them. And God, let them go. Release what no longer serves you. This 8 of Cups twice. Leave this. And this is Cups, so this has to do with your heart. You got to let go in heart. Let them go. Because they are tied to someone that is no good. They are tied to someone that is making them guilty. Okay? And it's making you guilty. Okay? And it's going to make all y'all guilty. By association. So you need to let go. You need to let go of this person and allow them to just be connected to this. Because whoever this is, they ain't even got their arm up connected. They are connected to this person by their own choice. Okay? But you connecting to them by your choice. So let them go. Okay? Because the judgment they facing ain't no good anyway. So let's get a few motivational oracle cards. Hopefully it'll, help you feel a little bit better. Bookie butt, I'm sorry. I know it may hurt because you probably like, dang. If it's a relationship, you might really, this card won't come out so bad. You might really like this person. It may be a family member, whatever. But whoever it is, they are connected to something that is inherently negative. And it's not helping you. Okay, it's hurting you. You just got cleared. Okay, you just been proven innocent. Like, Bookie butt, please don't be guilty by association. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to be guilty by association because God then did everything he needs to do to pull you as far away as he can right now. You know what I mean? So if you are already away, stay away. Don't let circumstances push you back. And if you haven't gotten away yet, which it looks like you haven't, okay, please, girlfriend, sir, don't worry about getting up and going on about your business. Don't ever worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, just ask yourself, what is it that you need to be content in heart matters, right? Like, what is it that you really need? Okay, what would make you happy? What would make you content? And if you say that person, then, you know what I mean? Like, we might need to help you out a little bit. But, just ask yourself, what is it that you really need? Because a lot of times, we'll realize that it's pretty broad, the things that we actually need to be content in our relationships. Okay, whether that be family, friends, or romantic. We realize, and that's why romanticizing your life may help. Romanticizing your life could be just like, what does the perfect day look like in your eyes? You know what I mean? It don't have to be an actual relationship. You know what I mean? But just like, what does romanticizing your life is like, what does the best day look like in your life? Does it look like waking up and playing video games all day, or, waking up and doing all your girly maintenance and going to get drinks after? Like, what does your perfect day look like? And when you figure that out, because you can romanticize it so many times over and over again, there's going to be a consistency there, right? Consistency is always the key. What is the consistent thing that is showing up over and over and over and over again? And when you see that, when you peep that, when you go, oh, you know what? Every time I sat up and daydreamed what my perfect life would look like, the same thing kept coming up, that I always got ice cream. So now, do I agree you should get that every day? If you got a good workout plan, yeah, you know what I mean? But, it could be something like that. Like, whatever is consistently coming up, daydream, though. But keep your feet grounded, but that's also why they say, like, retreat. If you smoke or if you drink or whatever you do, you know what I mean? Like, it can help you to spend time by yourself and just daydream, okay? And then you can start practically taking the steps to put it into action, right? After you consciously structure, you got to put it together first, okay? So there's some mental action here. Oh, why did that card fly over there like that? I love these little advice cards. It says Oracle cards, 54 different daily messages for spiritual guidance. So, yeah, you might want to write these down, because they could be affirmations. Oh my goodness, look, this is a relationship. For some of y'all, this is a relationship. Which it could be a relationship with a family member or something. I don't know, but, ooh, okay. Bottom of the deck. Just like the moon, I will go through phases. How cute. Okay. So over here on this past pile, we got I will love myself. I will love myself, right? And then we got you can't change anyone else, just yourself. What I said. And then we got real change starts from inside you, right? So start envisioning how you want this change to look. What does it look like? What does you walking away look like, right? What does you moving on to a higher purpose, right? What does it look like? You know what I mean? And it all starts like from the heart, really. Because why would you want to do anything without your heart being involved? Like, that's what you love, That's what you truly care about. So, what does it look like? Okay, and remember, Bookie, you can't change anyone else, just yourself. If they are a pile of shit bricks, they're gonna be a pile of shit bricks. Okay, so we got say yes, and the peace I seek resides within me, right? Conscious, and it's on top of the Emperor and Justice. That's kind of cute. Say yes, and the peace I seek resides within me. So there's an offer coming your way. And I wouldn't be surprised with the double Leo and the Mars energy here, and justice like that, something being consciously balanced. It's like you can definitely see that there is something coming your way, so they're telling you to say yes and understand that, Because I had these moments too. Like, I be, sometimes I spaz out. People get on my nerves. I'd be like, I just want some peace, Lord. I just want some peace, Lord Jesus. And I have to catch myself because peace really does live in you. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know how to be balanced. And sometimes I catch myself and be like, and I know the peace is within me, but people just keep trying to disturb me. You know what I mean? Like, you will really just have to, like, remember that at the end of the day, as long as you keep your inner peace, like, you have a place where you can retreat within you. And that might be what the Hermit card is saying to you. Have a place where you can retreat within yourself, right? Where you can find peace. And whatever it is that you find when you're there, say yes to it. Okay? Say yes to it and pursue it. That's dope. Say yes to it and pursue it. Just do it. Yeah. Okay, and then we got inhale, exhale. Just breathe, Bookie. Just breathe, Bookie butt. Just breathe, okay? Like, it's all right. Inhale. Exhale. Right? Maybe we need to... Oh, that felt kind of good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. That felt good, y'all. We might need to do that all the time coming on the read. I feel like this will help you, right? Because you might get a little frustrated building this generational wealth. Like, you might... Because this is Capricorn energy. And if you know a Capricorn, they be real stressed. Like, they really be holding a lot of responsibilities and priorities, a lot of weight that they don't have to hold all themselves, but they kind of just like to have the control, if we being honest. They don't think it's a better authoritative figure. Like, they don't think that anyone can be a better boss than them. So they will really be, like, stressed out and just acting like they not. You know what I mean? So you could probably be feeling stressed trying to build this generational wealth or trying to, like, use this physical inheritance, and you'll have to just check in with yourself sometimes and say, like, the peace I seek resides within me. Inhale, exhale. Right? Inhale, exhale. The peace I seek resides within me. Right? So, give yourself that nice little chant for those moments where you're feeling like overwhelmed. You feel like you have so many priorities, so many responsibilities on your plate. Give yourself that moment. Let yourself know the peace I seek resides within me. Inhale, exhale. Right? Inhale, exhale. The peace I seek resides within me. And keep moving forward. Ooh, keep moving forward, okay? And then we got the universe is speaking. Listen with all your heart. Okay, and this fell on top of this 10 of wands over here. Baby, you already know they've been energetically siphoning from you. Okay? The universe been telling you in so many ways. If you keep getting around this person and you feel energetically drained, you feel tired, you woe out, you already know the answer. You already know the answer. Okay? Like, listen to what the universe is telling you. You here for a reason, Bookie, but the fact that you clicked on this video and you watched it, because it got a little time to it, so I'm very grateful that you watched it, baby. But the fact that you exactly enjoy the now, because I picked this up in reverse. Okay, you're not enjoying right now, so enjoy the now. Okay, the fact that you here, you supposed to be. Okay, you are supposed to be. You are supposed to get this message. So understand that the universe is speaking to you. You need to listen with all your heart. Okay? Enjoy the now and understand that you are powerful and loved. You can do this. You can do this. Enjoy the space that you're in right now coming up, okay? Because this is also our future pal here. Enjoy where you are. It may seem like a little bit of a struggle, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, know you are powerful and you are loved, okay? So I am going to leave the message there. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you so much for sharing your beautiful energy with me. I want to thank you for being so strong and making it through another day. I am praying nothing but blessings and love and wealth and health over you. I also want to ask you, go ahead to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the description box so that you can donate to our charity fundraiser that we have going, and also check the description box in case you want to book me for any personal readings. I am open and available, and most importantly, make sure that you have a beautiful and blessed day.